Imagine you are wandering through the misty hills of Pleistocene China and suddenly come face to face with a 4-meter tall ape. This isn't a scene from a movie, it's the legendary Gigantopithecus, a colossal animal that once ruled China's forests. But today, not a single one remains. What caused it to go extinct? Was it climate change, humans, or something else entirely? We'll uncover the answers shortly, but first, let's unravel the mystery of the largest ape to have ever existed. The mystery began in 1935, when scientists stumbled upon a massive tooth in a Chinese market, being sold as a dragon bone. This wasn't that unusual, as these so-called dragon bones originating from various animals were often ground up and used in traditional medicine. But when scientists examined the tooth, they quickly realized that it was from an ape. But these teeth were far larger than those from any other known ape at the time, creating a mystery of what animal these came from. For years, Gigantopithecus was only known from its teeth, until a lower jawbone was found, giving the first glimpse of this mysterious extinct creature. Since then, Gigantopithecus remains have been uncovered in 16 different locations across southern China, with the northernmost finds just south of the Yangtze River, and the southernmost on the island of Hainan. The remains of Gigantopithecus date back as far as 2 million years ago, with the youngest fossils being around 310,000 years old. Despite these discoveries, our knowledge of Gigantopithecus is limited, because most of these finds have been teeth found in caves. Does this mean that it was a cave dweller? Not necessarily. Porcupines, which are found in southern China, gnaw on bones to obtain nutrients needed to grow their sharp quills, and often drag large bones into their dens and eat them. However, they can't chew through the hard enamel of teeth, which is why only teeth and jaw parts have been found. This behavior explains why Gigantopithecus remains have only been found in caves, complicating our efforts to learn more about how it lived. Based on these bones, it is clear that it was huge, but how big was it? Size estimates of Gigantopithecus are highly speculative and vary wildly, given that only teeth and jaw fragments have been discovered so far. The size of these teeth, whilst large, might not reflect the overall size of the animal. Early estimates in the 1940s hypothesized that Gigantopithecus reached a size twice that of male gorillas, and since then, most estimates have been between 2.7 and 4 meters tall, and between 200 and 300 kilograms in weight. But without more complete remains, it is impossible to reach an accurate conclusion about its size. Out of the 2 mandibles that have been found, one is 40% larger than the other. This large one is believed to be from a male, whilst the smaller one is believed to be from a female, which is a significant size difference. You might wonder why the forces of evolution created such a large animal. Well, Gigantopithecus was ground-dwelling. Although it's possible that it became ground-dwelling after becoming large, preventing it from swinging through the trees, it's most likely that it was ground-dwelling first, and predation pressure by animals like tigers caused it to grow to a huge size, so that no predator stood a chance. But what did this huge animal eat to sustain its size? Gigantopithecus is thought to have been a herbivore, as its teeth were adapted for breaking down tough plant fibers like other apes, and because isotope analysis has shown us that it had a diet rich in fruits, leaves, and other forest plants. The fact that their teeth enamel was so thick tells us that their diet consisted of many abrasive items, such as bamboo. More evidence shows us that Gigantopithecus consumed more low-lying plants such as stems, roots, and grasses than other apes, which primarily eat leaves and fruits. Although some Gigantopithecus remains show a high consumption of fruits like figs, mulberry, breadfruit, and banyan, so it likely ate lots of different foods depending on what was available. It was once thought that Gigantopithecus might have been a predator, given that hoofed animal remains were found in caves on inaccessible mountains, leading to the idea that it was a cave-dwelling carnivore, but this has since been refuted. There are notable similarities between the jaws of Gigantopithecus and those of the giant panda, suggesting they both occupied the same niche as bamboo specialists. Its teeth have a high cavity rate of 11%, which could mean fruit was commonly included in its diet. The significant sexual dimorphism seen in Gigantopithecus, with males being much larger than females, hints at intense competition between males. Since the upper canines only projected slightly beyond the other teeth, canine display probably wasn't a major factor in these conflicts, unlike in many modern apes such as gorillas and orangutans. Gigantopithecus remains are usually found in areas that were once subtropical evergreen forests in the hills of southern China, except on Hainan, which was and still is a tropical rainforest. It had a fairly small range for such a large animal, covering an area smaller than that which gorillas inhabit today. Gigantopithecus thrived in dense, humid, closed canopy forest. Alongside Gigantopithecus remains, paleontologists have uncovered fossils of various species, including Cynomastodon, a relative of elephants, Hesperotherium, an ancient rhinoceros, an extinct large pig, now extinct species of pandas, tapirs, dholes, the large prehistoric elephant stegodon, as well as saber-toothed cats. These findings paint a picture of a rich and diverse ecosystem in which Gigantopithecus lived in, with a variety of large animals thriving in the forested landscapes of southern China. So what exactly was Gigantopithecus? It was an ape, of course, but was it more similar to chimps, gorillas, or humans? Gigantopithecus was a member of the Ponginae subfamily, a group of great apes that also includes the extinct Sivapithecus and Indopithecus. These ancient apes are now extinct, making orangutans the closest living relatives of Gigantopithecus. So why did Gigantopithecus disappear, whilst orangutans survive to this day? The Pleistocene was categorized by frequent glacial cycles, which caused global temperatures and rainfall patterns to vary wildly. Intense monsoon strength is also thought to be another major environmental force in the mid-Pleistocene of China. Gigantopithecus's range contracted significantly, shrinking from being more widely spread to just a very small area 330,000 years ago. Its population continued to dwindle, likely due to the expansion of grasslands and the reduction of its forested habitats. The extinction window for Gigantopithecus is estimated at 215,000 years ago at the latest, coinciding with major environmental factors. Unlike Gigantopithecus, the Chinese orangutan, a now extinct species that survived much longer, likely had a more flexible diet, which may have helped it endure the shifting environmental conditions. The orangutans of today are on a dangerous path, facing a fate which could mirror that of Gigantopithecus. All three species of orangutan are critically endangered. The Bornean orangutan inhabits the island of Borneo, but is now fragmented into various regions. There are less than 50,000 orangutans left in Borneo now, which may sound like a lot, but in the 1970s, there were almost 300,000. With several thousand killed for meat each year, they could soon disappear. The Sumatran orangutan is even rarer, with just 13,000 found in the mountains of North Sumatra, but the Tapanuli orangutan is the rarest. Only discovered in 2017, there are only 800 left, making them the least numerous of all great ape species. Since the 2000s, orangutan habitats have rapidly decreased due to logging, mining, and the fragmentation of their forests by roads. Whilst these threats persist, the greatest dangers come from the illegal pet trade, where mothers are often shot to capture their young, and the bushmeat trade, as well as ongoing deforestation. Orangutans are among the smartest animals in the world. They can communicate with each other about future events, help others with the expectation of being repaid, and even construct complex tools. These tools are used for various purposes, including reaching food, amplifying their calls, and even using plants medicinally. Despite their remarkable intelligence, orangutans are treated poorly in many parts of the world. Conservationists are racing against time to protect them, but their populations continue to decline at an alarming rate. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested in evolution and extinct animals, subscribe for weekly videos. I'll see you next week.